Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Bo, all by my lonesome today, and I'm here to help my fiance win, pay off $68,000 worth of debt, and find financial stability for us and his three kids. This is our weekly transaction check-in. This is the one, two, three. Haha, the third check-in of the month for us. We budget bi-weekly, try to have whole page, not try to have, we have whole paychecks in the month. So for us, this month will end on the 28th. We are almost done. That also means we are almost done with the first 3 months of the school year, which means things are starting to we're starting to see whether or not we're on track for meeting our annual goals. So very exciting times, y'all. Very exciting times. Okay, let's get right into it. We are starting on the 15th of November. So we start out with Wynn's October 4th paycheck. We are currently a month-ish ahead. So we are using old paychecks as it makes sense. So sometimes we flip around which paychecks we're going to use, but I really do love being paychecks ahead instead of a set amount ahead, because honestly, it's easier to track. Let's be very real. It's easier to track because we can look back at transactions and like see where we are. But yes, his October 4th pay was $1,075. Not my favorite paycheck of his, let's be real. And then he paid kids copay for $40, and we brought in my October 24th paycheck, which was $1,587. And then we paid for snacky snacks for $17. I believe this dining out. So for us, dining out is any food that's not groceries. So that includes going to restaurants, but it also includes using vending machines, getting like gas station snacks, all that kind of stuff. This was more than one transaction. I think we went for pizza. We went for pizza with the kids, and also I think one of us had an extra snack. I can't remember. It's okay. And then on the 16th, Wynn allocated adventure money for $20. That's the kids' potential allowance. It either goes to them if they earn it, or into a kind of pot to go towards later adventures if they don't earn it. So it benefits them regardless, but it doesn't always go in their piggy banks. And then he gave himself $30 of miscellaneous money, which is basically his pocket money. I took $24 from subscriptions to pay for my Fabulous subscription. If you notice, there are two Fabuluses. Is that the plural of Fabulous? I don't know. There's two of these. This is an app that I and Wynn have. It helps with our ADHD. It helps building routines and habits and like positive reinforcement for like doing what we're supposed to do, basically. It helps a lot. I pay annually. He pays monthly. It amounts to the same amount overall. But yeah, it's $24 for the annual subscription. And then we went out for Friendsgiving, and we spent $50 exactly, because it was $42 and then we tipped. And then I stuffed $425 in my envelopes. So I'll show you on the next page what that amounts to. And then on the 17th, this is not when it actually happened. Let's keep in mind, this is not when it actually happens. This is when the transaction cleared. So Wynn got a Lyft, a rideshare ride that was $32. If I remember correctly, this actually happened on the 15th because I think he was running late for work, which is not my favorite. Because that, of course, took him over budget in his spending money. And then I took $265 out of the furniture fund to pay for some of the larger items that we have around the house. Not that we have around the house, but we wanted to get some larger items for the house. So we got a whiteboard because it helps Win to like see things. Like, he's a very visual person. So we agreed to put a whiteboard up in our bedroom so that he can keep track of the things that he wants to keep track of on the wall, instead of just having like a planner. He doesn't really, he has a planner, but he doesn't really like having to like open it to the correct page and like all that stuff. He just wants it to be visible when he gets out of bed. So we got that, and we got a new plant pot for our aloe because our aloe vera like outgrew its pot, and we got a plant stand for that pot because the pot that we'd previously had could just fit in the windowsill, but this one's too big for that, so we got a stand for that. And we got like it's just like several things that are not terribly expensive, but they added up. So that was $265, and then more snacky snacks for $9. I don't know if you noticed, but we've been going a little crazy on the dining. Basically, this is anxiety spirals. That's what this is. All the dining is anxiety spirals because these short paychecks that Win has had, he's only had, if I remember correctly, actually, let me check. This is where we keep track of when we get our paychecks and how much they are, and when they actually enter the pay, the budget. So if we look at Win's pay since August, like all his pay, you notice that he's only had one full paycheck this school year so far. The school year started in was it the end of August, beginning of September? I can't even remember now. But the school year has been going for 3 months, and Win has had one full paycheck. One. All the rest of these paychecks have been missing at least a couple days, which is terrifying for me. Like, I'm being very real with y'all. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. I know there are a lot of budgeters who kind of like gloss over personal things, but honestly, I'm a full supporter of the idea that your budget is basically a reflection of your life. Like, tell me what you spend your money on, and I'll tell you what your priorities are. And I'll also tell you where you're having, like, problems. So, I and Win, too, we've both been snacking a lot, and overspending. And it's actually, like, we spend more when Win makes less. Because we're both stressed out, and we're both stress eaters, and we're both impulsive. We're both very impulsive, and our impulsivity gets worse when we're stressed. So, yeah, it's been a little wild. Been really struggling with him making less money, just because, and it's not that he doesn't have the potential. It's just he overworks himself. And then he either hurts himself or he gets sick or something. So y'all, when I tell you I'm struggling with his paychecks being short, he's behind on saving, and it scares the crap out of me. I'm just going to be real. It scares me badly. And I know that it'll be okay because like the bills are paid. The bills are paid and that's what's most important, right? However, he is a substitute teacher. He is not guaranteed income during the summer. So the more work he misses during the school year, the more, I don't know, the more he will need to make over the summer in order to make up for it, if that makes sense. Like in order for us to survive, either he needs to make more during the summer or I'm going to have to cover like a month of rent or something, which I did last year. Yeah, last year, not this just past summer, but the summer before that. I had to pay for the rent a couple times, and it made me so nervous for our future. I really hate it, and I would feel so much better if we were, financially stable. But I digress. Okay, so snacky snacks, $9. Not pleased, but such is life. And then on the 18th, Wynn paid the heat bill that was $96, and then more snacky snacks for $11. And then on the 19th, I sent $250 to Wynn's highest interest student loan. And then on the 20th, his regular minimum payment for student loans came out for $36. It's actually less than that now. So because he paid off the highest interest, the highest original interest student loan, his minimum payment is now $31 instead of $36 because the highest interest student loan's minimum payment was $5. And no, it's not it wasn't that cheap because it was a small amount. It was that cheap because he's on income-based repayment. So his minimum payment absolutely does not even pay the interest on his loans. It's not great. But that being said, his minimum payment is $31 now, so he's just kind of snowballing it. So the extra $5 is just going to go to the next highest interest, smallest balance, which is his Payne student loan, which is around $10,000 right now. And then on the 21st is when we did our savings because we save on Thursdays. We post those videos on Fridays, but we save on Thursdays. So his wedding got $126. His summer fund got $200. My school fund got $137. My subscription fund got $86. And my phone bill fund got $27. And that is it. That is all. This actually fully funded my quarterly school fund goal and also my annual subscription goal. So that was very promising. Still have a week left, but we're already over budget. So we struggle just a little bit, struggle with our goals. Okay, so let us see how the envelope categories did. Okay, so these are our envelopes, not physical envelopes. I tried that for a while, but it got kind of annoying. I'm gonna be honest. So I switched to just tracking on a little spreadsheet, super simple. Use an erasable pen just in cases, but I just keep basically all that this is I know there aren't a lot of erasures on here. It's just because I keep my receipts. So I hold on to the receipts, and then at the end of the week, I just put the totals, and that's that. I don't really have to erase unless I mess up the math or something. But let's see what our revolving envelopes are. So, groceries. Started with 126, added 90, spent 124. So we're left with 92. Now, normally we don't spend this much in groceries in a week. However, this past weekend, I taught Wynn's kids how to make soap. And in order to do that, I needed to buy the oils to make soap. So I bought coconut oil, shea butter, castor oil, and what was the other one? Shea butter, coconut oil, castor oil, and I can't remember what the fourth one was. I don't know. My brain is just not braining at the moment. But I got 4 oils and we made soap. Oh my God, it's gonna bug me so much. Hold on, let me think. Okay, yeah, I got it. So it was cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut oil, and castor oil. Those are the 4 oils that I used to make soap. It was an adventure. We had a little science lesson, essentially. It was a little, I don't want to say science experiment, but it was a little science lesson. If you don't know, because I know, actually, I've met several people who don't know actually what soap is, which is something that you would think, I don't know, I thought that people knew, but I guess some people just never learn what soap actually is. So, soap is some sort of oil, either plant oil or animal-based oil, plus lye. And lye is activated when added to water. So, you first add the lye to water, and then you add it to an oil. And moisturized lye plus oil equals soap. And you have to be very careful with the proportions, because if there is any lye left over when the soap is completed, it could burn you and essentially turn you into soap, which is something that's in a lot of horror movies, which is why I thought like a lot of people knew what soap was. Because there's that whole, dissolve people in lye thing in horror movies, which it doesn't actually work that way. It doesn't work that way, not quickly anyway. But we made soap together, and by we made soap together, I mean one of the kids helped me measure the distilled water. And then I did the rest, and they stayed in their room while I handled the lye. And then they came back out to watch me pour it and mix it into, and put it into molds. So they thought that was super cool when they could see me blending the mix together and see the colors change. That was super fun for them. And they learned how it works, and I feel like, I don't know, it was a fun experience. And this experience happened because we have come to the conclusion that these boys will learn not to mess with stuff when they realize how much effort and money goes into things. I was horrified last week. Sorry, this is a total tangent. Sorry. But basically, long story short, one of the boys left a bar of soap in a puddle of water, and it was all soggy and slimy. And so I said, you know what? Y'all need to learn. Y'all need to learn not to mess with stuff. And I'm going to teach you to not mess with stuff by teaching you how much goes into these things existing in our home. So they learned how to make soap, so that if they mess with soap again, we're going to have another little lesson, and they're going to make the soap. And hopefully, if they, get into it enough, they'll get that it takes a lot of work and a lot of very careful measuring in order to make this nice soap that feels good on your skin and cleans your hands. You know what I mean? I want them to appreciate things, like I want them to understand what goes into the world that they live in. Sorry, whole tangent. But maybe you learned something. Okay. So that was groceries. That's why we ended up with less money than we honestly want to, because we still have to get through a couple holiday meals, and this is a little bit of a struggle. But yeah, $92 is left in groceries, and then bulk buys. We started with 57, added 40, spent 34. And I know we've been spending about the same. We've been getting the same things. Like, honestly, we've been getting pretty much the same thing every week. We're left with $63. And then for transportation, we added 60, didn't spend any, because Wynn's little trip on rideshare did not come out of transportation, because I needed to make sure that we have enough in transportation to pay for his public transit pass when that comes back up. So he decided to pay for his rideshare himself. And then for health, started with 554, added 75, spent 252. That leaves us with 377. This was copay for Wynn. Well, not exactly copay, but what was left over after insurance paid what they were going to pay. So I think we have maybe one more bill that's going to come up. He's been having a lot of issues from basically overworking himself. Had to go to urgent care a couple times, had to go to the ER, and the bills are coming slowly but surely. So we're left with 377 in health. And then home shopping, we started with 25, added 50, spent 64, and now we're left with $11. And this is actually related to the soap making as well. So before, when I'd been making soap myself, I was basically I had like a separate set of DIY kind of things that I was using to make the soap. But since I was going to make it with the kids this time, I wanted to be a little more legit. So I got some slightly nicer supplies for making soap. Just like a spatula and a little double boiler for melting the oils in. Nothing like totally extravagant, but wanted things to be a little better than they were before, because it was very, like, I don't want to say janky, but like I didn't have nice supplies for soap making. It was very functional. And then birthdays, we started with 23, added 5, now we have 128. Did I say 23? We started with 123, added 5, now we have 128. Clothing, started with 35, added 20, now we're at 55. Wynn needs a robe. Winter is coming, and we're trying to not crank up the heat. The boys all have onesies. I actually have a onesie as well. Wynn does not have a robe, so we want to get him a robe. And also, for shoes, we started with 29, added 20, now we're at 49. Wynn needs winter boots as well. So, probably, honestly, the first week of December, we're gonna have to like throw another $100 in here, so he can get winter boots, because his current winter boots have they're not gonna make it through the winter. They're probably not gonna make it through like the first snow. They are struggling. So I've come to the conclusion that the amount that we save, this $20, $25 every paycheck, that is enough to just pay for Wynn's shoes. It does not pay for Wynn's shoes and my shoes. I do buy shoes less often than Wynn does, but these are the shoes that I got last week for $96, and we would already have enough for Wynn's winter boots if I hadn't gotten shoes. I did have holes in my shoes, to be fair. My daily wear shoes did have holes in them, so they did need to be replaced, but like we've been cutting it real close with what we've been setting aside for these categories is what this amounts to. And we're gonna have to add some more in shoes so that Wayne can get winter boots, because he deserves to have winter boots that like do the things and protect him. And then pet care started with 33, added 15, now there's 48. And then personal started with 0, added 50, spent 50. So we're at 0 again. Y'all, I've been spending my pocket money immediately every week, which is not great, to be fair. But one of my coworkers, who's a really good friend of mine, she wanted to go see a show, and it happened to be $49 and some change after tax. So yeah, it's all gone. It's all gone. Okay. Onward to see how the budget's going. Oh my goodness, we've already been 26 minutes. I haven't even started on the budget. Sorry, y'all. I'm just chitty chatty. I get chatty when I'm tired, and I'm real tired. Okay, so this is the second paycheck of November. Let us see how this went. For inflow, his paycheck was $10.75 as budgeted. My paycheck, $15.87 as budgeted. The $89 for the bank account interest, I have not brought that into the budget yet because I'm trying to put that in exactly a month after it happened. So that'll be in for this week, for the second week of the paycheck. And then from savings, we took $289, which is more than budgeted, but again, that is because we got the things for the house. So we got the whiteboard and the plant pot and the plant stand and all that. So that's $289. And that is a total inflow of $2,951. And we are not investing right now. That's not where we are in our journey. But for his spending, he has already paid $40 of the $80 that we normally have per pay period. It is a weekly expense. This is the kids' copay for their therapy. They've been in therapy for a while now. I don't know how long it's going to be. It might be forever. I don't know. But they've been struggling with Wynn and their mom not being together anymore. They've been struggling, so they're in therapy. Okay, and then heating bill was $96 as budgeted. Student loans $36 as budgeted. Electric bill has not come out yet. Adventure got $20 as budgeted. Miscellaneous got $30 as budgeted. So that is a subtotal of $222. Which is less than budgeted, but again, electric bill hasn't come out yet, and neither has the other copay. So we are left with $2,729. And then for his saving, he didn't save everything yet because we are trying to save in order of priority, and we want to leave some left over in case something happens. So his wedding fund is the highest priority. That got $126 as budgeted. And then summer pay, which is the second priority, got $200 of the $487. And again, we're leaving wiggle room. So the subtotal is $326, which of course is way less, but we're allowing ourselves wiggle room. And we are left with $2,403. Now for my spending, I didn't say it this video, but Wynn and I do not have our money in the same bank account. So this is my checking account. So his debt, I paid $250. Dining out, which is, again, any food that isn't groceries, that's $87. We budgeted $80. So we're already over budget. The debt is fine because we're still going to send the rest the following week. But dining out, snacky snacks, already over budget. Not great, y'all. Not great. We've been struggling. Groceries and bulk shopping, that got $130, which is half of what was budgeted, but we still have another week. Transportation got $60 as budgeted. Health got $75 as budgeted. Home shopping got $50 as budgeted. Birthdays got $5 as budgeted. Clothing and shoes got $40. Pet care got $15, and personal got $50. All is budgeted. We are good to go. That is a subtotal of 762 doll hairs. Leaves us with 1,641. And then to my saving, we again went in order of priority. However, I was able to save the full amount of car maintenance for this period. So I decided not to save anything for car maintenance this time. School is next. That got $137, which fully funds this category for the quarter. And then the next priority is subscriptions. You got the $86 that's budgeted, and the last priority is the phone bill, and that got $27 because that was all that was left. So that is a subtotal of 250 doll hairs. Leaves us with 1,391. And then for savings spent, kid's birthday, that has not come out because the boy's birthday is Friday, which of course happened already, but we're only covering transactions up to Thursday at this point. And then Fabulous was $24 that was budgeted, and furniture was $265, which was not budgeted, but it's okay because honestly, we funded furniture for exactly this purpose, so we could just spend the money right away. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. That's a subtotal of $289, leaves us with 1,102. So that is what we have to make it through this second week, and it should be okay, but I don't know, y'all. Struggle's real. Oh man. Oh, so what I was thinking is I don't know if I want furniture to be a separate category, because the goal is pretty small, and I think it might actually work well as just being part of home shopping, because we're not getting a dining set or anything. And if we do, then we could just put it in the envelope category. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Should I keep furniture as an actual savings account thing, or should I switch it over to just an envelope? Because I don't really we're not spending a lot on furniture. We're just not. I'm pretty sure the table that I'm doing this on right now, this table cost $100. I don't foresee us spending more than $100 per item on anything for the house at this point. So I was thinking maybe just get rid of this and maybe replace furniture with eye exams and glasses, because that is a higher amount goal, and also with all these co-pays we've been having, and all these doctor's visits that we've been paying for, it feels like I need to protect us being able to get eye exams and glasses more than furniture for the house. So let me know what you think, because I've been kind of debating that for a while now. But yeah, that's it. That's all. We are past 30 minutes. I'm sorry for all the rambling, but it feels like maybe you got to know me a little bit more, and also I managed to stay awake through recording the whole video, which is good for me, because I fell asleep a couple times last week and I was struggling so hard. But in any case, we made it through. I love you. I appreciate you. If I messed up my math, let me know, please and thank you, because, last pay period, I messed up the math bad. So let me know if I did. I appreciate you so much. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.